From the welcoming city of Midland, Michigan and the Midland Curling Club, it's day one, draw 3 at the 2025 USA Curling College National Championship. I'm Dean Gemmel alongside Jasper Kringle for a feature matchup between Penn State and the Rochester Institute of Technology. Penn State enters the game at 1-0, while RIT is looking for its first win in the event. And Jasper, you've already seen 2 full draws here at this championship. What are you expecting to see here in our feature game?
I am expecting very strong performances from both teams. RIT looking for a win, like you said there. Didn't have the greatest of start to their last game, but managed to score points in their last ends. And Penn State was dominating the game all round. I believe with a 6 or 7 point win over the other team they were playing. Of course, I can't remember it.
It's all right. They were playing a team.
They were playing an team, yes.
Yes.
I'm looking for very strong performances from both teams. We're going to see how RIT does in the front end going into this and how Penn State handles it.
So RIT is skipped by Liam Hazard, we think. Penn State skipped by Mallory Wickline. That's Mallory in the rings there. We'll get things underway. Opening rock here. From lead, Robert Chappelle. So RIT gets last rock based on their draw shot challenge results. We're underway here, looking for a centerline guard. It looks like it will over curl a bit and end up as a corner. We'll see if RIT elects to use that.
Looks like they may be going for an opposite side.
Double corners seems to be the call so far. There's
double
the RIT
corners.
Skip Liam Hazard. He'll ask his lead player, Rice Hazard, to put up another corner guard.
A little bit farther back, closer to a 3 guard for that one.
Seems to be lots of curl in the ice here at the Midland Curling Club. Dan Ostheimer is here doing ice, along with USA Curling Ice Tech Lauren Rich. Joined him. So, trying to get this corner guard just over the hog line. Should be in a good position, actually. So, double corners now for right off the hop for RIT.
Almost perfectly where the skip wanted that rock there. Almost dead on where he put his broom.
It looks as though Penn State will elect Penn State, and Mallory Wickline will try to put up the center guard they tried to on their first one there, Jasper.
I'm with you. Definitely gave more ice on that one. Weight looks right about the same. I will say these cameras don't do a great job at conveying weight. It might be over curling here.
This looks like a little over curl as well. I think the rocks were textured here by the club, and as a result, if you're not throwing a lot of rotation, they will curl hard. Now, not a bad result. Chokes off that corner guard.
Right in the 12-foot there, right behind it. That's a hard rock to take out there.
Yeah, I mean, that's one play you can do when the opponent has a corner guard and you don't have last rock, is to go to that spot, beat them there. But Hazard will try to go around the corner guard he put up with his first one.
Almost immediately there, they're on the rock for line.
This looks as though it's light. So far they can drag it a bit. Actually, it's going to be pretty good.
Almost a mirror image going on here between the teams. Might have overcurled just a little bit.
Yeah, pops out on the other side. Jasper will see if Penn State skip Wickline takes a look at that.
I will say something interesting. I learned a lot of the Eastern teams, they give their handle arm in the direction they want the rock to curl, which is something that I didn't think to even think about, I guess.
I'll say I'm an East Coast curler, Jasper, but I don't do that. I do the right way.
the right, quote unquote.
But I was playing with some curlers from Minnesota recently, and they did it the opposite way that I do.
Huh.
So
I suppose it probably has something to do with team preference as well.
There seem to be pockets of people that do the turn signals the opposite way. So here we see RIT doing it the way many of us are used to. So Penn State ends up short, and now RIT will attempt to go around this other corner and the rock in the top 12 belonging to Penn State.
For the amount it's been curling here, that rock might be a little bit narrow, actually.
Might be a little heavy too, but I think you're right. I think they don't seem concerned about wrecking, and I think they're going, oh my gosh.
Right past it.
Now I guess they couldn't sweep it because it was heavy, so I think it's going to slip out the back. Well, it does hang around back of the 12-foot. Now Wickline will ask her second, Thaddeus Valentine, to go around their own stoke. RIT currently lies 1. Good start to finish now. So you've seen a lot of curl so far, Jasper?
Like this? Yes. 6 to 8 feet, pretty consistently. The only time I saw it even start to drop off a little bit was in an 8th end here on on D. The curl had only gone down maybe a foot, but it was still curling more than what a lot of people are used to, I'd assume.
So it doesn't quite bury, so it looks to be accessible here for RIT.
Given a substantial amount of ice there, I don't know if they're going for a takeout on it or if they're going...
I'm not sure what kind of signals they use, but my hunch is board.
Yeah.
What the call was. That's going to curl hard, though. I think he might have got that started.
It's going to nudge that high one. They're going to bring it in the rings.
A little fortunate there, and that it rolls behind the other corner. So now they sit 2 and 3 over fully varied. I know Jasper looked to me like he tipped that one in on the release and got it going.
Yeah, it was curling right out of the gate there. Maybe even pushed it with his arm a little bit narrow too.
So still not a real comfortable position for Penn State here. They've got, with RIT lying 2nd and 3rd shot, they'd like to lie 1-2 after this. Playing this out-turn come around.
One of my personal favorite shots like this, the inside out takeouts are honestly one of my favorite shots in curling.
Well, I generally prefer the out-turn for anything, so this rock looks good actually. I just want to sit on the corner of it. They can't bounce though. Oh, will bounce just a bit.
Keeps them in the rings though, bouncing off that one. I think if they didn't hit it, it would have gone right on out.
I think it's still 2-3 for. So Hazard looks at making the same board weight hit, or you could play this double. What do you like here, Liam? Or Jasper, I'm sorry.
You're good. I can see the double there. Whether or not you take it as an in turn or as an out turn could also determine things. I don't know. If I was in this situation as the skip and I was throwing the rock as well, if I am all 4 players on the team, I would throw that double with inside out handle. Because at that point, even if you hit into your own rock, if you don't hit it dead on, you're still likely to stay in the rings and not hit your own out as well.
Yeah, it looks like Otto just set that back. I mean, the reason to take a run at the double is even if you don't make it, you probably expose the one in the back and have a good opportunity to bring 3 into play.
Right.
But we'll Penn State continues to try to freeze their way out of this. Wickline will ask for another freeze. So I don't know, Jasper, if when you play, one thing I don't like is I don't like throwing at a broom when somebody's arm is out. I think you should
Drop your arm.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I also think that on ice like this, which is running true, you usually shouldn't need a turn signal.
Right.
If you're on negative ice or you're straight ice and throwing it hard, then you need to know turn signals. But so now they will try this double.
Going for the out turn on it.
Does feel a little more natural with the out turn with the way that guard is, but they get any action on the back one and they're start to get in a good position to get 2 or 3. This is Otto. Looks close. Maybe a little quiet on the weight.
Hard on line, it looks like. Not going to quite nose it, but it's still going to get them out of play.
It's actually pretty good if it sticks around over there. So they now lie 2, 3, and 4, which is that yellow, Jasper, is starting to look a little lonely.
Mm-hmm. We'll see what happens next, but I can see a 4-point end coming out here from RIT, which would be a contrary performance to their previous game, the previous loss.
I'm not sure what Wickline is called here, but I think she's playing to come around. Ideally, you bury about half of this rock, Christmas tree it, as you say, and lie 2. Certainly make this end more comfortable for them. I think it's important to lie 2 after this.
Oh, yeah.
Many curlers would elect for a guard here, but second shot is usually a better guard. This might just be a straight guard, though. You don't want to curl too much unless you're trying to bounce it.
They might have saw it was over curling and just tried to go hit it back.
Get a little bounce, but so the Yellowstone belonging to Penn State is available, especially with the way these rocks finish. So Hazard here with his first in the first end has an opportunity to make a quiet hit and lie 4.
That's all you need is to just tap that one back.
Rock on the way. It looks close. Trying to hold the line now. Just need to get by. Let's stay on it.
It's
Actually,
just
really
barely
well
going to get past there.
Really well done. And now, with that, RIT lies 4. 4 and 3 are fully buried, and this one is half buried. So a difficult shot now here for Mallory Wickline with her last in the first end. Needs to play this out turn and hopefully freeze to the inside. This rock has some curling to do.
Looks like they're just cleaning in front of it a little bit.
Waiting for it to curl. Weight looks close. Actually, it's very close to very good.
We're going to go for weight right at the end here.
It's a terrific shot, actually. Still might be able to pick it. You like a straight pick here, Jasper?
I think I can see it. I don't know. The other thing you could do is go through that big port between those two, the center line and the sweep lines, just go for a draw. And with how much it's been curling.
I think the calculus here, though, is that this shot is for 4.
Oh, okay.
So it's almost worth taking on this risk rather than just draw for 1. At worst, they give up 1 if it's missed.
Right.
And they could get 4, could possibly get 5, but I think you're trying to just play it as a straight pick, hit half of it, miss the back one, score 4. He threw the first one well, so we'll see what Liam Hazard does here in the second. Last shot, first end. On it early. It's close. On it early, going hard here. Can they get it by? Oh, they do.
They get it by.
Oh, actually
not quite
got
a
little
straight
unlucky.
pitch.
Should be sweeping that one. Actually got too much of it, so it'll be a score of 1 for RIT. Almost a mittful, but it's just 1, and we'll return with the second end with RIT up 1-0 over Penn State.
And like you said there, giving up 1 point versus that draw, they could have gotten 4 in that end if they got that down right.
Yeah, he just probably, if he threw it a little bit harder, hit it a little thinner, it's 4. So probably a little disappointing for RIT. He certainly had the advantage in that end.
We're gonna go ahead and not switch sheets, but we're gonna just change around our views here. Don't necessarily want to do that while we're completely live.
We're going to have a look in on other sheets.
Not on other sheets. We're gonna stay on this one for the moment, though. Going facing the other way now.
All right, so we're back here with the second end. RIT with a 1-0 lead.
Sheet A and B mirroring games almost. Not quite in score, but in the amount of time. Looks like a somewhat wide guard here, but with how it's been curling, I could see this being center line or even over it. Weight is plenty. Looking to be a 2 guard.
This is Rice Hazard, but that over curls, much like the start Penn State had in the last end when they started with a corner guard. It looks as though Mallory Wickline is going to just immediately use that corner guard. Not a bad play. You have a corner guard up, use it now. Probably doesn't need double corners. This is Robert Chappelle here.
Looks like they might actually hit that one.
Yeah,
how much it's
Rocky
curling.
Must have got it started a little bit. It's going to over curl.
There's a prime example of that 6 to 8 feet of curl. That curled from like the left-hand side sweep line there all the way over past the right-hand side one.
So 2 things when you play on championship ice is you need to have a lot of rotation when you throw the stone, and also be somewhat positive with the release so the rock isn't really curling until about halfway down.
Exactly.
We talk a lot about top players throw it through the bolt, so you're sort of down on it and extending.
Mm-hmm.
This looks strong and will slip through the back. So some misses here to start this second end.
Actually, this rock might over curl as well. I'll go for a line, but the weight seems too much. Looks like it might just go right in behind there. I've noticed a lot of these teams here haven't necessarily been giving that many rotations on their rocks. Maybe 2 or 3 at the most. And with ice like this, you know, you're going to need 3, 4, maybe even 5 to keep it from curling until the very end there.
Yeah, you really do want to throw, you know, a lot more rotation than people might in normal club ice. So here we go.
The more ice there, you might be catching on to the amount of curl. The rock looks a lot lighter than the last one, which was closer to board weight.
On this one hard.
Probably for weight.
Now they're trying to hope it will settle in as a guard, just center line guard, a tight guard. Which it does. Deep enough though that Penn State could elect to hit it and roll behind those corner guards. So there is an option to hit and roll because it's close enough to the rings. But it looks as though they'll just play the straight corner around. Jasper Kringle here doing some repair on his microphone next to me. This rock is wider than intended, but will probably finish behind that red center line guard. Valentine's second.
Sits on that 8-foot there. Not quite guarded by anything, actually. Looks like they're just going to get rid of it. Probably looking for a roll.
Back 8, but looking at that amount of ice, it seems like they'd have to throw this with some weight. Thought they might try it with something quieter like board, but
probably looking closer to normal. Every team's normal and control is different, I've learned.
Real wreck, it was actually, weight was close, but I just don't think that was enough ice, but.
Yeah.
So Penn State with one rock, 3/4 buried behind the red guard. Some discussion here. It looks like now they're going to take on this hit on this red stone belonging to RIT just outside of the rings.
She's not holding her hand up for handle anymore. So
maybe she listened to me.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
This looks like it's going to chip the red stone in. Penn State ends up raising the red stone to be shot, and now buried on the right side of the guard. So an unfortunate result there for them. And hazard for RIT is electing to freeze to that back yellow one. This is Otto. Sounds like it has some pace, Jasper, and it's out there.
Oh yeah, it is. The frost area on the ice is always an interesting one because it's either out in the frost and it doesn't do anything and it goes perfectly straight, or it's out in the frost and it curls like 10 feet across the center. It
doesn't look like the bad kind of frost that comes up above the pebble, but.
Right.
All right, so Mallory Wickline will now try to ask her third to run this yellow guard in. Opportunity here to lie 3 if this goes just right. Oh no, that rock at the back is not in. Looks to be out.
The fisheye-ness of the camera is
can be deceptive. I don't think they're going to get enough to nose. They are going to remove the guard.
Clears things up a little bit.
Well, Hazard and his RIT team will have to replace that guard.
Very wide ice on this one. They appear to have caught on to the amount of curl that's going on the sheet.
Throwing a guard, it's always better to be sweeping at the end to try to finish it rather than hoping it doesn't overcurl.
Right. I played on sheet A last time, I believe, so obviously the different sheets are always slightly different from one another. So
now they're begging this one to stop, slow down, and curl. It's going to overcurl a bit. It does cover a sliver of it. Certainly available, though.
Not quite enough to prevent it from being taken out, which it looks to be.
Wickline and her team looks pretty close, actually. Don't want to jam it, so you have to keep it well done.
They did a very good job with that. Plenty of clearance on that high red guard as well. That 3 guard there.
Wickline and Penn State will lie too. There is a natural double here for RIT and William Hazard.
Looks like they are going to go for the double here. Best case, worst case scenario, they get 1 out. Best case, they get both of those.
So Liam Hazard will take on the double with his first stone here in the second end. Of course, if he overcurls Jasper, he could get the roll under, although I don't know if he'd be shot. So really needs a double. Rock on the way. Looks like they might want to start carving this one over. There they go.
They might hit that back second one, depending on how much it curls. Oh, just a little bit back. Rolls it under as well.
There's an in-between where you do the tickle of the front one and don't get the back one. So big trouble now for RIT. Penn State with an opportunity to apply some pressure. What do you like here, Jasper?
RIT.
Penn State, they're up now, line 2.
I think a guard on the top of the 12-foot, because that guards up RIT's draw as well as their freeze 2 and takeout right along that line, and also guards their rock in the 8-foot there that's out in the weeds, if you can call it that.
Yeah, I think a rock in the 12-foot or 8-foot, sort of half buried. I mean, the Christmas tree would be great here, half buried behind the red and half cover the yellow that's just in the back, just outside the back of the 4-foot. That would leave, to make that leaves RIT without a lot of great options. They're probably going to have to run their own red.
Almost immediately they're going for weight. Looks like it has plenty of it, though.
Rock will curl. The line is actually pretty good, because it will finish.
They're doing a little bit of cleaning. Over curls.
You want to make sure it's in, though, too. Just in. Pretty good result. There's not really a... Looks as though Liam Hazard will just try to come down and freeze to that rock. Back of the 4-foot, but he can't freeze and be shot, I don't think.
Unless he manages to just not quite freeze and just stops just short of it on that 4-foot there. But anything less than that,
could just be playing the straight come around here, so plays the straight come around and buries it behind those 2 staggered stones. Liam Hazard, his last shot here in the second end. They have a 1-0 lead, but in some trouble. close. Just want to bury this.
Oh, barely passed it. Looks like it's going to have too much weight, though.
Just too strong. So now a draw for 3 for Penn State and Mallory Wickline. Draw for 3. Just need to not even touch the 8, but touching the 8 surely does it.
And if they mess this up as well, RIT has cut Penn State down by at least 1 point there from that top one that's on the top of the house.
Still a fairly routine one here for Mallory Wickline with the last draw to the 8-foot to score 3 here in the second end. Rock on the way.
Looks very wide.
Said it should curl, but it's got a long way to curl right now.
They might be trying to go for a hit off that yellow one.
Now they're going to get a little chisel. No, it's wide, too heavy.
Too heavy, and it's going to get swept out, it looks like.
Just though, it almost did enough.
Almost.
But that'll be 2 for Penn State here in the second end. They'll take a 2-1 lead into the third end.
Got our cameras facing the other way now, so we can watch end number 3 here. Looks like teams might be getting some coaching, actually.
Between ends, coaches can provide information to their teams. Looks like Mike Graves there at the far end. Responsible for a lot of the junior programming here at the Midland Curling Club.
Including mine.
Including Jasper Kringles. All right, so RIT trails 2-1. They'll have last rock here in the third end. The first end was all RIT. I think that second end, RIT was chasing most of the time. And now they trail.
So far, RIT has had a very strong performance in their first couple of ends here. Showing almost the opposite pattern of what they had previously. The previous game, I believe, was against Minnesota on A. They didn't score for the first time until the third end. And if I recall, not again until the 7th. Still having large scoring ends both times, but...
Bell's opening rock here, third end. Trying to get the center line guard. Consistently, we're seeing these center line guards over curl. That will settle in as a corner guard just outside the 4-foot line.
Consistently seeing things on this ice over curl in general.
It's well, it looked like it was going to be a repeat of the first end. They signaled for another corner guard, but now I think
they're going for behind there.
Yeah, I think he's elected to play to come around. Line looks good. It will curl hard here, though.
Might just nudge it. They're holding the line. Looks like it's going to nose it.
Definitely on it.
Not quite a nose.
That was a rotation issue. Mallory Wickline at Penn State will elect to put up a center line guard. Certainly will be no shortage of guards in play in this end.
Oh, yes. This one has more weight, though. Still on line to hit the red guard there.
More weight, but I think Chappelle just got it going a little bit again. So it's going to over-curl, not quite getting out to the broom. So some corner guards up. Hauser's going to use them.
Plenty of room there to draw behind and be completely protected.
trio of RIT players blocking our view here. It's not terrible, actually. Opens that up a little bit. Did they manage to spin that one on? Not quite. We could have swept that to hit it a little thinner. So,
both side corner guards, very deep corner guard. They're RIT, that rollover we just spoke about. Looks like they're going to go underneath of those other ones on our right-hand side.
So with Last Rock, though, Hazard and RIT do have a pretty good setup. Corner guards, wide corner guards. Mallory Wickline has decided she has to get around one of them.
Can't tell if they're going for weight or for line here. The weight looks okay for it. They might just be trying to curl it over.
I don't think it's going to cover enough real estate to bury, but it will settle into the back of the forefoot. Opportunity now for a hit and roll.
On either side, depending on how much it curls.
Turn would you like to throw here?
The same one he's giving because of that yellow one that's up there. If you hit that, that's going to ruin everything. You've got no room on that side versus room on the other side.
High yellow, you would have to get tight to it in order to make the roll behind. Certainly roll under the corner guards here. That does give Penn State an opportunity to freeze and get out of the end.
Plenty of weight on this one. Looks a little wide, actually.
It's starting to curl hard, though, now.
Looks like it.
I'm going to have to go hard for this to stick around.
Whoa, just barely missing that one.
Again, I think just tipped it in a bit on the release. So now Mallory Wickline will try to guard her stone that's in the back of the forefoot. This is Valentine trying to guard a rock in the back of the forefoot.
Leaning the rock a little bit. Maybe sweepers want to go. Skip says no.
Now they do need it to curl. Want it to finish here. It should finish, but they're going to have to drag a little bit to bear it, to cover that one.
One of the best guards we've actually seen thrown for the purpose of being a guard.
Yeah, it certainly covers it. Maybe a little deeper than you'd like because there's an opportunity to hit and roll under or on.
It would be a tough one to roll under because of the angle you've got to hit that at, but I think it could still be done. There even might be a double there.
There's definitely a double there. Straight back double, maybe a hair high.
Gotta wait for that rock to curl here.
Yeah, it's really starting to go hard. It's the same.
Go for line at the last second. They're gonna get one of them out, not the second one. They're gonna be sitting in the rings.
Line second shot with that biter up top, so a couple of options here for Wickline. What do you like, Jasper?
Oh boy. I think what she's going to go for is a draw behind those two red ones. They're right in line. Already got one going, it looks like.
And also just hit the red stone that's a biter and lie
well.
two.
Yeah.
That would be the more conservative call, but would certainly ensure that you're not giving up. Not ensure, but almost ensure that you're not giving up two or more.
Exactly. Which is not something that they necessarily want to do in this situation.
Yeah, force here for Penn State would be all right. This rock's curling.
They're helping it out for Wade as well. Looks like they might be trying to just put up another guard.
There's another guard, slips into the rings.
But almost dead in line with it.
I think though if Hazard and RIT can hit this one, stack another red in there. Probably is a double with a small roll available.
side this time.
This is Otto with his last stone here in the third end, 2-1 game. They get the double here. Oh.
Just a little bit missed. Not by much, though, maybe a few inches. Still got the single.
Challenge is they didn't roll far enough to really expose that back yellow. So.
Exactly. And the amount of weight that they had was so little that I don't even know if it would have rolled either of them out of the rings.
Yeah, if they touched the back yellow, I don't know what would have happened, but
that could have even put them at 2 if
yeah,
that went wrong.
So Wickline and her team here, they could have a guard that both covers the yellow and takes away that angle raise.
It would be a tough angle raise, but with how it's been curling, I could see it being done. Looks like they went out wide to the side again. They're gonna go for curl.
This has a lot of, needs to curl a long way. It will finish, but it's gotta go a long way.
Skip's gonna take over sweeping for it. Just try to get it in as far as it'll go. Kind of guards up that line there that would have been used for just a draw to the button, as we only have a few rocks remaining here.
So the group at the end in the hack is thinking they can get to the Yellowstone. I don't think you can with the in-turn, the way it curls, and the out-turn is going to miss.
He's going to hit that red one, yeah.
I think the initial call from Hazard was to play that angle run and the high red, which to me seems like a more makeable shot.
Mm-hmm. Looks like that is what they're going to go for. They're going to give, that's, okay, they are going to give this side, okay. Almost on the center line for ice there. A little bit off to it.
They'll have to cross this a bit. A little trickier when you're going across the face of the stone.
With enough weight, though, I think I can see this happening.
Rock has some curling to do. Not throwing particularly hard, though, so it should curl. There it goes.
They're going to go for a line as it curls.
Now.
It might have over-curled. It's going to roll theirs into the rings. Not quite enough to score, but opens up that port there.
Otto seems confused by that result, but I think he thought he threw it pretty well, but they do like 2-3. It's so Wickline and Penn State will contemplate the situation.
Looks like the call here is they're going to try and just basically draw, maybe guard up that line a little bit.
With the guard, they could throw this guard with the other turn, come across. Might be easier. Throw with the in-turn and settle into that hole. Doesn't look a lot of ice, like a lot of ice with this out-turn.
RIT's got hammer here, so we have to take that into account when we're thinking about this.
I was afraid of a little over curl here on them. They probably want to get a little bounce off this other guard. That would probably save it for them.
Oh, just barely going to get it. Actually splitting things up a little bit.
So still an angle, relatively short angle run for Hazard. Red, yellow angle run. Not super easy, but.
Opens up that line a lot more for RIT to go in and put one on the button there.
Well, Hazard, I think, will take on this
run
back. About a thick half.
Seems like they're trying to decide what ice they want to give. Might not be completely sure about it.
Seems to me both teams might be struggling with reading the ice. All right, so big shot here for Liam Hazard and RIT. We'd love to score a multiple here and get back in this game. This Rock has some curling to do. They will finish though. Now they got to go hard to hold it. I wouldn't give up on it, boys. Really close.
Oh, almost had it there.
A little too much. A little too thin.
How crazy is a draw? It's a little greedy, but low key. I just like beating. Oh.
Penn State here probably looking for a guard.
Yeah, draw.
Interesting. Wickline doesn't come down for a second shot. Tends to just stay at the far end to manage it. Needs a good guard here, though. If this doesn't make this guard well, there'll be a relatively open hit for three for Hazard and RIT. There they go. See, they just switched to the other turn. That's what I was talking about, Jasper. Throwing the intern now, let it come across the sheet. This line actually looks pretty good. They could just bring this one in, and lie two would be a really good result. Got some pace.
Looks like it's going to just sit right on theirs.
Pretty good result.
It'll stay in.
Pretty good result. It's really creates the force now. No way for Hazard to score two.
With his final ruck, might I add.
You'd be hard pressed to. I mean, there may be a. I don't think there is. There's no double there to score two. I think it's just a straight draw for one at this point.
I'm with you on that. The amount of curl it's been getting this rock might be somewhat hard to do because of how small the area is to get in. Like, you've got to be right up on those edges if you want to get right to the button.
Yeah, I think you can play the straight intern draw here. Just try to make sure you don't over curl, but you actually, if you play the straight intern draw, get pretty close to your own red in the top of the 12 foot. Make the draw. They're taking a little less ice. I think they're playing board. Something.
Maybe hack.
Could be hack.
With this ice, probably board though.
All right, this is Liam Hazard with the last shot in the third end. His team from RIT trailing Penn State 2-1. Now facing two. Rock on the way. Line looks good at it. We'll finish here. This is trouble. This might be the right play.
It's going to cut him down to one.
So make the score 3-1 in favor of Penn State after three ends.
We'll see how the fourth goes for both teams here.
RIT will have hammer in the fourth. We're back here with the fourth end action, approaching the midway point of the game. So another center line guard over curls, and now looks like Hazard and RIT will elect to use that guard right away.
This is our final end before they mop and re-pebble the ice here.
So that rock over curls, and now Penn State will try again to put up a center line guard. Center line guards seem to be elusive for both teams right now, but
Fourth end of over curling guards.
working well here for Penn State, though. They have had RIT in trouble the last two ends. This rock looks like it will over curl as well, though. Some scores from the other games. MIT tied with the U.S. Naval Academy, 2-2. University of Wisconsin-Stevens Point trailing Rensselaer Polytechnic Institute, RPI 3-0. And Michigan Tech has opened up a 4-0 lead over Nebraska.
Michigan Tech has been showing dominance in our draw here, both 1 and 3 draws, as this is 3 draw. Both times they had rather large leads over their competing teams. Them and Wisconsin have been very, very dominant. I can see them together playing in the finals this year.
I think, well, Wisconsin are the defending champions, and Michigan Tech, I believe, were bronze medalists last year. Coached by Gordon McLean, who was part of starting college curling. The trophy at this event is named the McLean Cup, actually.
I believe I saw that a little while ago. I wondered where that name came from.
So a cluster of corner guards here. Now a race to see who can get behind. They're inching closer to the center line as well, Jasper.
They might be figuring out the ice finally.
There's a cluster now. I think the first behind it, it's, if you can bury one behind these, it'll be a few shots to get it out.
Looks like they might have to go for a wait on this one. Looks to be top house at best. Still sitting out there. They finally crossed over the center line onto the other side now.
I just said I think it's a draw. With you.
Looks like they're going to go for a takeout on it. Seems a little bit strange at a takeout, since when you take that out, you're not sitting in the rings getting any points. It's
Well, they knows that they won't be in the rings, but there is an opportunity, I think, to hit and roll under that cluster of guards and be in the rings.
yeah. Immediately they're going for line. Looks like it's already over curled though.
Tip that in on his release. So.
It's still not getting very many rotations on these. Looks like they're going to hit their own. Not into the rings, just out of play. Not great series of events there for MIT. Not MIT,
Not
I'm
a
sorry.
great result for RIT, but it's, a cluster of stones there is a nice darts grouping, but not particularly great for curling. But
Yeah.
all right, so Wickline surveys the situation. The draw looks like draw open to the wing. Well, I like this better. They could guard or go behind all those guards.
Might also have a plan B as a raise there.
Sure. You could also split the yellow and roll behind the corner guards. So this is Valentine touching the banner on his way by.
For good luck or not, we'll never know.
Yeah.
Looks like they might just do it here, or at least give their own rock just a little tiny tap in. Makes those two rocks a little bit harder to take out here.
So Hazard chooses to ignore those stones now and just play this come around.
It's a small port to go through if they're going that way. Unless they're trying to go around out the outside, if that's English. Around out the outside.
Around out the outside. I think I got it, Jasper. This rock has to do some curling.
Looks like they might raise those into play. They have done it.
Almost.
Not sure if those two, which one is closer here.
Tough to tell, but they did roll under and now lie either third shot or second shot.
From this, it looks like third. I suppose these cameras don't do a great job at conveying that, or weight. So those are the two things that these cameras don't really do justice for when it comes to these rocks.
Wick line's indicating there's flying two. Could certainly tap their own yellow. They could come around the cluster of guards. On this one early. Wickline coming out to help.
Out there in the frost again. A lot of these rocks have been really, really far out there.
The weight here wasn't bad. Now they could try to bury it a bit behind their own. Ends up even. Opportunity here now for RIT.
Plenty fast takeout here.
We want to throw this one with some pace, so we want to hit the. Well, I think they're still lying third shot.
Maybe fourth, too. It's hard to tell whether or not that one is in
Looks like
play.
that might be on. So Mallory Wickline will play this guard. The red shooter rolled off, covers the open yellow now, so.
Not great for red team there.
All right, he's struggling here to generate any offense. So rocking the way here for Penn State. They're looking for a guard. But also just loop it around that. The rock in the top 12 foot on this kind of ice is basically a guard itself.
Right. Looks like they're going to do another attempted tap back. Guarding their guard almost there.
Settled in for a guard. They are lying second and or first and second. Hazard and RIT will try to peel off that guard, and hopefully, I imagine, they probably want to get some action on the rock that's in their rings. Close. Bit unlucky.
Looks like they're still holding two.
I think Penn State is still lying 1 and 2.
begun the repebbling process on D.
That's the first game to the midway break. What do you like here, Jasper?
Oh boy, they've got 2 in here. Looks like they're going for a draw in behind that cluster of guards along that sweep line.
I think that's
And
the
I think
call.
I'm with her on that.
Put one in there, another one, make it better. Top of the 4-foot, fully buried behind those 6 guards.
Two rucks remaining for each team, I believe.
I don't like having
Ruck looks like it might need a little bit for weight here.
Also has a lot of curling to do. I think he's a left-hander and sort of got it out there. Now they just would like to be third shot, I think.
I don't know if they're going to be successful. Looks like a 1-2 guard there. Maybe a 2
Opportunity
guard.
for a skip's deuce here for Hazard now. You just ignore all these stones and throw one good draw, and then make a second draw.
I can see that.
I don't think there's much to be gained with this hit, but you may see something I don't. Unless he thinks he can make this double.
It's a hard double.
To get awfully close to that guard. All right, it's Liam Hazard's first in the 4th end. His team trailing 3-1 after opening with a single in the first end, just missing a shot for 4 or possibly 5. Playing this hit, trying to hold the line on it.
Smart play there, because it's even holding line. It's still going to over curl, but it's going to knock their own into the rings, but not enough.
But it leaves,
Penn State now holding 2, still holding 2.
Certainly an opportunity for Penn State to really bury one now and apply some pressure. Like the intern draw here, Jasper.
I'm
Go
with
behind
you.
the cluster and really make it difficult. You don't even have to fully bury if you're even. I'm not sure how RIT can score.
RIT is going to do everything in their power here to score. I think I could see a draw happening as well. It'd be a tough one, but I think I could see it happening.
This rock has some curling to do as well. Might end up with just a split on their own here. Probably be playing for that.
Right through there.
A difficult hole to get through.
Only 1 rock wide, I guess.
Not really a shot for 2 though for Hazard and RIT. William Hazard will come down with his the last stone of the 4th end. He's looking to draw, touch the 8-foot for 1. Good shot here.
MIT here going to do, or RIT, sorry, there's a lot of ITs around. RIT going to do everything in their power here to score.
Well, they'll need to touch the 8-foot to do that. Here we go, last shot.
Plenty of
4th
weight
end
on it.
On the way. It's not light.
Sounds like he's saying it's wide here.
This is trouble. This might be right through a hole here.
Oh, it's right through the hole again. Second rock through there.
There you go. So that'll be a score of 2, another 2 for Penn State. They'll take a 5-1 lead into the break. Jasper Kringle, it's been a pleasure to join you here.
You as well.
Friends.
Thank you for
Enjoy
joining
the rest
me.
of the week.
You as well, man.
All right. Take care, man.
You too.
I'll give you your headset back.
Thank you.
Did you like it though? Did you like it? I didn't remember the ending, so that was nice. It goes like orange and then like strawberry, like delicious. Okay. Probably like what's the other guy's name? Lee Harvey Oswald and Scott Wilkes Booth.
All right, everyone, we're going to get right back into the commentations here. Very good experience with the president of USA Curling joining us for the first 4 ends of our live stream. This is Navy versus MIT live now as per popular request. MIT, at least I believe this is who the... Yes, this is Navy versus MIT. MIT's up 3-2 over here. With sitting one. Obviously, we're joining in the middle of this end, so things might be a little bit iffy on what knowledge I have regarding it. We're going for line, it looks like. Beautiful takeout there. Just a hit and roll. Very simple. Or so it's supposed to be. Gonna watch as it come in here. See if it does what they want it to. Oh, it's just barely gonna tick it and knock their own out. Not the greatest course of events there. Camp Rock, as his name is on the back of his shirt. Obviously not his real name, but he looks slightly distressed about it. Just a little upset with himself.
Let's just hit that. Yeah. Control. Yeah. Yeah.
Looks like they're going just for weight here, maybe cleaning the rock, quote unquote. Just trying to get a draw there, prevent anything else. Now sitting two, not quite fully guarded there. I think a double might be in the works here. Almost immediately they're going for line. They're going to try and nose their own rock back, or nose Red's rock back. Still going to be two in the rings there, but in much wider positions. Both guarded as well. MIT here going to come in and try and take another one, giving handle opposite of where they want the rock, almost exactly. I will do my best to keep everyone updated on all of the sheets here at the club today for draw number 3. Just cleaning the rock a little bit there. Weights on this sheet actually seem to be a little bit different than what they were on B. Maybe a little slower. Obviously, I don't have times for hog to hog and the like, but they do appear to be stopping a little bit more than they were previously. Looks like they're going to try and go for a double here. Oh no, why would you go for a double on your own rock, silly? Maybe here, I don't know. I forget colors easily. Yeah, immediately there. They're going for line. Looks like they might have pushed it. We're gonna see if it gets by that guard up there. It is gonna nose it. It's gonna nose it back, and it's gonna get both of them out still and roll into the button. A very, very nice shot there. Very, very nice plan B. Beautiful plan B there. Well executed by Navy. Giving a little bit of cleaning there in front of that rock. Going for line here. Looks like they're just going to tap it, but they're going to not quite split it. Sit in the forefoot there. Navy here has hammer, probably looking to just do a simple draw. Skips rocks, ready to go here. Looks like Navy here looking for a takeout on that red rock in the forefoot there. Almost immediately they're going for line. Hit and roll. They're going to go right in behind there and still be scoring. Beautiful rock by them. Might even open things up for them to score 2. We'll have to see how things go for them. Looks like they're just actually going for a draw to the button here, which will force Navy to take it out on their final rock. Looks like they're just going for that draw over. It looks like Navy here going to pull out 2 points in this end. And good on them for that. 4-3 Navy. Not to change things up too much, we're just going to go back over to B for just a little bit. A few rocks remaining on that sheet. Back over to sheet B for just a little while. In the meantime, until this end is over, please let me know your requests for what sheet I should go to. So far, our only requests have been for Sheet A, MIT versus Navy. MTU, Nebraska, when you can. I'll see what I can do there, and yes, you are correct about the camera not being great down there. Ooh, just barely not making that one over. Scores over here, I'll make sure these are updated. It's supposed to refresh itself automatically, but I figure I manually do it every once in a while. A couple people asking for tech here after this 3 remaining rocks. I'll go ahead and head over there for everybody. A little over 2 hours into the live stream. I do want to thank everyone for watching. The last couple of live streams we've had have been the most viewed live streams that our channel, the Midland Curling Club channel, has ever had, which is very, very cool, especially for me to be live commentating on them. So, Curling Center thanks you guys for watching, and we hope you enjoy it. We hope you are enjoying it. There we go. I had to think about how I was going to say that. Rock looks a little out there, but with the amount of curl that this sheet's been having, we'll have to see how far over it comes. Looks like it might have too much weight for it. Gets sweeped out there. 2 rocks remaining, 1 for each team. On end number 5. The scoreboards, people ask, what are they using the scoreboards for? If you're talking about the big screens that I'm showing here that you can see, those are the end timers. I have zero idea how those work. But the wooden scoreboards that are in the back that have the names on them, those are what the people put up their scores on when they score, and then somebody manually goes in. I don't know who, but somebody is manually going in and adding up who is scoring. But the big TVs you see there, those are for timing ends. Again, I have no idea how that worked. If I wasn't going to be doing this, I would have done the training for that and probably would be doing that. But I had qualifications here, and I am using them to the best of my ability. I'm going to see what they do here. RIT here probably looking to score 3, which would be a big step ahead for them. See how they do on it. Sheet C being very, very audible there. Good things for them, I suppose. All right, with that, looks like Penn State scored 3 there, putting them up against, I'm sorry, MIT, RIT, gee whiz, scored 3, putting them 4-5, just barely trailing behind Penn State there. We're going to go ahead and switch sheets again. By popular request, as it seems to be here, we're going to go over to D for the remainder of this end. and maybe into the next one. All right, over on sheet D now. Obviously, the quality is not the greatest, but as people have said, 360p is better than 0p, or 1 pixel, 1p. That would be weird. Nebraska versus Michigan Tech. Michigan Tech here dominating so far, up 6-2. Nebraska's only scored once. Looks like they blanked the first end as well. Ooh, gonna get that one. It's gonna roll over too. Now holding 2 for them. Penn State versus RIT is a request. Just had them on a minute ago. I'll do my best to keep things updated. I'll make sure the scoreboard is actively updating itself. Because like I said, it sometimes just doesn't. And it lags behind what the actual scoreboard is because a person has to manually go in there and input scores when they are changed. But yes, I can put back on Penn State versus RIT, which has been a very, very entertaining match from both of them. For the first 4 ends, that was our feature sheet. Had the CEO of USA Curling on, for those of you who are watching during that part, who has done his fair share of commentating as well, and was arguably more lively than I was when it came to that kind of thing. Looks like they're just going to go for takeout here. I don't know how much this sheet is curling, but giving that much ice on this sheet will get that thing curling into that red on the 12-foot there. A little bit of roll there, not quite enough or as much as I think they wanted there. Still plenty good. Valuable information here from one of our active chatters here. Says that the clocks are basically thinking time, kind of like in chess. I mean, hey, you learn something new every day. I learned about that today. I learned about like how they, what was it? It was like how they show the different rocks, how they show which rock was closer when they measure, especially to those button cameras, and many other things. We'll see what else I end up learning today. Nevada definitely looking to score this end here. Number 6 for them. They're going to roll under pretty far. Still going to be exposed. But it looks like they're going to score anyway. Michigan Tech only losing 1 point to University of Nebraska. Looks like they're going to get some coaching here. Please put PSU back on and wipe the Vaseline off the lens. I'll see what I can do here. Go ahead and change things back over, again, by popular request, to B. I will say the Vaseline on the lens, I'm not really sure what that is. I think it probably has something to do with just the way the camera is made. I will talk to some of the people about it and see if they know anything that they can do regarding that. Back over on B. This camera doesn't have quite the same issue with the Vaseline on the lens, if you call it that. It's a little less smudgy. Watch this one come in the house here. Thought for the moment there I didn't even have it on the right house because I thought it was in the house even though it wasn't. So. Looks like they're trying to do a raise of some kind, an interesting one at that. Using their rocking the 8-foot there as backing, hit their guard into the red one, into that backing one. Dink, unsuccessful in doing so. Clears things up a little bit. Maybe not necessarily what they wanted to do, but I think it'll help them out in the long run here. Take a look from this perspective, how the rock looks. Not quite the same. Take a look from the button as well. Looks like they're going to hit that red one. They might just get by it with the amount it's curling. Really, really hard sweeping there to get it as far in as they can. Doesn't quite guard it up. But regardless, a very, very good shot. Maybe not what they intended to do, but still works out in guarding there. Hard on line right now. Tap back, looks like gonna hit their own rock out. Things not looking too good for Penn State this end. RIT looking to get as many points as possible here as they make a semi-successful comeback at the moment. Depending on how many they score this end, that could put them in the lead going into the final two ends. Request for Navy. I'll give you the score at the moment. At the end of this end, I will switch over Back to A again, Navy versus MIT over there. What is 5-3 at the moment. Navy is up against MIT. Scored in the last 2 ends here. On the 7th. And
Yeah, good stuff, Jerry. That's why they call it a raw.
so regarding a question about not understanding the wooden scoreboards and the like, so the way the score works is the number is the end that the points were scored. So 1 being below 1 was because RIT scored 1 point in the first end there. 2 over 2 there is Penn State got 2 points in it's cumulative point adding, and then in the center there is all of the points. So Penn State does have 5 points. They just scored it. They scored their 5 points total in the 4th end. So the numbers in the middle are your actual points. The numbers outside of that just tell you basically what end it scored in. And like I said, it's cumulative. So they only scored 1 point in the 3rd end, but then scored 2 in the 4th end, putting them at 5. Curling score is one of the stranger score designs in sports, at least that I know. Granted, it is a somewhat obscure sport in and of itself, so the score system, I suppose, makes sense for it. Going for a line on this rock. We'll see where they take it. A little bit of a tap there on their own rock. Probably didn't do what they wanted it to. Obviously, I didn't see the call. I was more focused on the score-related stuff. RPI versus UW Stevens. Thought they were shaking there for a moment. Looks like they're not, actually. Getting some coaching, though. Scores are blocked by the flag, though. 6-4 RPI is up. Looks like a semi-standard draw to the button here. Penn State accidentally doing a raise on RIT there. We'll see how they take it, or how they handle it. Penn State was looking to not be in a good position this end. It looks like RIT is still on the defensive here. We'll see if they manage to pull anything out here. Skip Hazard, with the last name Hazard, going down the ice there. 2 Hazards on that team. We presume as siblings of some kind. Although it could just be 2 people with the same last name. Hard to tell faces from these cameras, obviously, but. Rock looks a little wide, but the sheet's been curling a lot, and these teams have only figured things out as we got later and later into the games, or into the ends here. Gonna see how they go. Looks like they might have been trying to do a raise there, but the weight was too much, and it's just going to go right through the house. Brothers, somebody in chat says, so thank you, appreciate that. They are brothers. It makes logical sense, honestly. I mean, how often do you have two people with the exact same last name playing on the exact same team, you know? That aren't related, I guess. And also, Hazard isn't a terribly common last name. It's not like, you know, Smith or something like that, so. Looks like they're deciding which rock is closer here. Looks like they called the yellow one. We'll have to see what they put up for the score here in just a second. Gonna go ahead and get ready to change things over. 2 points for Penn State there. RIT is playing a game of catch-up now. We'll see how they handle it going these next couple of ends. But we're gonna switch over to sheet number 1 here. Sheet A, I guess. Looks like the cameras might be frozen for. We'll have to see if they decide to revive themselves. Sheet 1 Farhouse camera is completely black at the moment. Oh, looks like it's back. All right. Over here on A, Navy versus MIT. Navy up 5-4 in the 7th end. We're going to see how they do from here, whether or not they're consistent and score again. Or if they go down a few points, which even in this situation, a few points lost here, as long as it's not, you know, 2 or 3, isn't going to be too much of a problem. Looks like they're actually getting some coaching at the moment. There's a lot of things to choose that are wrong in this situation, so coaching is definitely the best thing to do here. There's so many things as well. It's a very complex situation here. To give you guys a quick rundown of all of the sheets, Penn State is 7-4 against RIT. RPI is tied with UW-Stevens, 6-6. Nebraska is still down against Michigan Tech, 3-6. It looks like on their 6th end only. 7th end. I'm sorry. Taking their sweet time over here, trying to decide what's going on. Looks like they might have finally decided they're skipped. Only a few rocks remaining this end. And only fewer and fewer rocks for each end. Most games on their 7th or 8th. Sheet B, I believe, is the farthest behind.
only just starting their 7th a few minutes ago. Hard on line here. Weight was definitely down on that one. Maybe not quite what he wanted. Looks like he might still be holding one here. I'm gonna take a look at the butts in here, try and see who is closer. By the look of it, Navy is the closer team here.
Just do what I can.
Looks like they're trying to do a raise back. Maybe trying to split those two red ones there that are second and third. Oh no. Oh no. Wow, not a great series of events there for Team Navy. MIT now holding 2 after that one. Gonna have to see what Navy does to respond to that one. It's still a very beautiful rock by MIT there. Pointers and Tigers. Pointers and Tigers. I'd assume those are school mascots. Sheet C over there. After this end, I'll probably switch over there. They're tied at the moment, 6-6. As I would assume that's the end you're talking about. Sheet D finished Michigan Tech winning Nebraska against Nebraska 6-3. They have just shaken a minute ago. Stevens point for an RPI. Thank you for confirming. Appreciate it. Michigan Tech pulled out another victory here. Like I've said before in the stream, definitely expecting to see the Huskies and Michigan Tech and University of Wisconsin-Madison in the finals. Both teams have been very dominant in their draws. And I can definitely see them in the finals. Things have gotten a little bit quieter now that D is off. D was definitely one of the loudest sheets that we have here today. I guess that we have had here today. MIT here looking for as many points as they can get here to tie things up against Navy. They're down 2 points, sitting 2. We'll have to see if they manage 3 to pull out and win going into the final end. Going for Wade, maybe line. Wade is there, just barely going to make it past. We're going to watch him follow it in. It's going to get a tap, and they're going to get 3 points. Going into the 8th end, it looks like. Only one rock remaining for each team. I'm sorry, I thought those were the last. That was the last one. MIT does have hammer going into this. So we'll have to see how things go for them. For just a brief moment here, I'm going to go take. We're going to go take a look at Sheet C's house, as there is quite a bit of action going on down there. We can see how things look from over there. Real nail biter, as people have said. You can watch this rock come down as it comes in. It's got a curl. She's waving her arms like it's got a curl. Obviously, we can't watch it from here. This is a little bit of multitasking going on here. We can watch it come in on the left-hand side of the screen there. Hits back. I don't know if it's going to put them up scoring. We're going to go ahead and switch back to this one. Sorry about that. Technical issues. This is great. Sheet C, though, definitely a very close game between Point and RPI. You can take a look at our gee whiz. Sheet A button over here. I'm going to give ice way out there, maybe trying to come all the way in and around. Still scoring 3, trying to get as many points as possible here. A 4-point end for MIT would be absolutely massive, especially going into the final end here. I haven't mentioned this yet, but if you check back on our channel, there's a second live stream going on that is A's hacks and D's. I keep saying hacks, A's buttons and D's buttons, and other things. I'm not sure if it has the score or not, but there's some cool graphics over there as well. This has been mostly focusing on C. Looks like MIT got 3 points there, putting them up 6-5 going into the final end. We're gonna switch cameras one likely final time. It could be less than that, I don't know, over to Sheet C for the nail biter that game has become. Rock's got a curl, waving her arms here. Need to focus on changing this, not what's going on out there, but I also need to focus on that. That does that. Looks like I put the wrong... Oh, of course it didn't change. That's awesome. There we go. Looks like it's frozen, maybe? Either that or they just cleared all their rocks in preparation for the next one here, for the next end here. Final end. RPI scored 2 points in that one, putting them up 8-6. Going into the final end. It's wide, though. Kind of got to curl back. Looks like they're going to go for weight, maybe. solid corner guard out there. That one didn't curl nearly as much as many of the other ones that we've seen here have. Camera having a bit of a moment here. Let's hope it doesn't completely black out like it did a little while ago. Mine looks relatively okay. Might just nudge it back into the rings, and it does. Gets it into the 8-foot. And almost dead in line as well there. RPI currently holding 1 now. Looks like they're going to go. Jeez, why am I so loud? Looks like they're going to go for line here. Sorry about that. If that wasn't too ear rapey. Hard for weight right now. Overcurled for a center guard. Didn't have enough weight on it to sit in the rings. We're going to stay on C for the rest of this end. Penn State scored 2 in their last end. Looks like. Putting them up 7-5 against MIT, or RIT, not MIT, I'm sorry. Looks like this one's going to be really good. As long as it curls enough. Going to give it a little bit of a push there right at the end. It's a solid draw to the button overall. This one's going to be takeout. Maybe not enough weight for a takeout, though. Going for line here. Should have been on it a little bit earlier. Looks like they're just barely going to get past it, and they're not actually going to get past it. Stand corrected there. Like I said, they should have been on that just a little bit earlier. 2-3 feet there could have made the difference. Going for line there a little bit. Looks like they were just trying to guard things up a little bit better there. So far, so good, though. For both, I'm sorry, not for both teams, for RPI. Immediately going online right there. Oh, they're going to nose that one. Still guarding, and it's just barely making it past that. one that they were intending to take out, I believe. Michigan Tech actually appears to have won 10-3, finished in 7 ends. All the other ones are playing end 7. We're playing end 8. I'll make sure that's updated for everyone. Looks like it is updated. Skip doesn't appear to like that rock too much. Or I'm sorry, Vice doesn't appear to like the rock too much. Needs to curl and it needs to sit, she says. She's acting like. Just barely in the rings there. Sitting number 4. Might actually not be in the rings here. We can take a look. Looks like it is, though. Just barely above that black line. Vice Rock all set up here. We'll see what Stevens does. Final end here. Let's see. D has finished Nebraska versus Michigan Tech. Scores are 7-5 Penn State over RIT on B, and MIT up 6-5 on A. Which is who you hear right now shouting. Looks like they're getting coaching maybe, deciding how they're going to do things here. Or maybe the other team appears to be getting coaching. And they're just trying to decide what is the best course of action here. No, it looks like they're getting coaching too. I've got a moment of downtime here. Go ahead and just do this. Of course, as soon as I say that, they're probably going to go throw. You can just take a look at what's going on over here. You can also see me in the warm room waving just in between the two cameras there, waving at the cameras. Oh, barely getting that one. Sweeping it out, though. Back over to sheet 3. I don't know what they're cooking over here in the warm room, but it smells pretty good. Or maybe they're just making something. I don't know. Or maybe somebody's just eating something. Frankly, I don't know. All I know is it smells good. It's making me hungry. Ooh, almost nosed it. Not quite enough to get that in all the way there. I've got another very brief moment of downtime. We'll go ahead and take a look at just the button on A. Most of the rocks appear to be out of play. 4 for red, 3 for yellow. 2 in play. MIT over Navy. Ooh, barely making it past that high one. Looks like it might tap back just a little bit. Not quite as much as they wanted. Definitely looks like that yellow one up there is closer than that red one, but they are very, very close to each other. Might come down to a measure, depending on how the rest of the end goes. Manually update our score over here because I've got no idea if it is live updating or not. Of course, I don't think any of the scores have changed. Nobody has shook yet. Oh, nose back, another nose. Oh, not quite enough. I don't think they wanted to nose both of those, but still great raises both times from that team. Can't dispute that. Did I say from both teams? I'm sorry, from RPI there. Both, was that RPI? No, that was point. Gee whiz, man. I think I'm just hungry at this point, honestly. Regardless to that, though, RPI with a heavy-ish looking draw. We'll have to see where it ends up. These cameras, like I've said many times, don't do a great job at conveying weight. You really have to judge it off of how fast the people are moving. And even then, it's not a good job. We're just going to tap back. Neither rock's going to roll enough. RPI just trying to get more points here. And Stevens here going to do everything in their power to get 1, even 2 points here to loosen that grip that RPI seems to have over them, at least at the moment. Stevens is only in the game, only came in the game in the 4th end after a 4-pointer and only stayed in after a 3-pointer with a 2-point end, tying things up for end number 7. RPI scored 2 there. RPI has been the dominant force this game. We'll see what they do this end. Regarding a request to change to B, I have no problem with it for the final couple of rocks here. I suppose it depends on how many rocks they have remaining. Looks like they only have a few. I'll do my best to update things as I get the chance here. Only 2 rocks remaining after this one on C. Not the greatest thing to happen for RPI. Now Stevens holding 2. I'll go ahead and give you guys the button real quick. The house for sheet 2. MIT's got 2 at the moment. We can watch this rock come in here as we wait here. Looks like it's not going to do what they wanted it to. Might try to curl it a little bit to get it over and to hit off that one. Cuts him down to 2 points. 2 rocks remaining for each team. It smells like crescent rolls. I don't know why, but it smells like crescent rolls. RPI holding 2. Yes, that is correct. And then RIT on B also holding 2 at the moment. Previously holding 3, but a well-placed deep or heavy draw cut them down 1 point. Looks like sheet A has finished up and is shaking maybe. Definitely looks like they have shook. Navy versus MIT on that one. MIT winning 8-5 over there after a very balanced game overall. Both teams scoring 4 ends individually. 2, 3, 5, and 6 for Navy, and the other ends for MIT. Overall, a very good game, a very strong performance by both teams over there. We'll look to see them tomorrow with similar performances. Both these sheets here on their final rocks, going out at almost the exact same times as well. Watch this one come into the house here. Might just do it, and it's not going to be nearly enough. It's going to get them a little bit of a tap back there, but it's not going to be quite enough. And they're going to shake on that. We can take a look at this house. Second to last, that was the second to last rock. We've got the final rock here for Penn State. Take a look at far wall for sheet 2. This is the one with the weird greasy camera, so sorry about that. Looks like they might be getting some coaching. Penn State here getting some coaching. Try and figure out what their best option at the moment is. Penn State behind here, and they need to score here. They're ahead, but if they aren't successful in this, RIT is going to get the win with 3, maybe even 4 points. $50 seconds remaining for their thinking time, as it was called previously. It does smell like crescent rolls in here. This is making me so hungry, man. We're going to watch this rock. Looks like they might just be going for a draw here, but it's... whatever happens, happens, and there's nothing you can do about it, but it is going to have to be an absolutely perfect shot here to be able to get Penn State to score and win this end. It is their hammer rock, actually. So if they play their cards right, they can get 1 point and put things 8-5 to win things. And if they don't, it's going to make things 8-7 RIT. A close loss regardless, but watching him come out here. Immediately they're going for a line. They're going for a line immediately. You can watch them as they come into the house here. This has to be perfect, and I don't know if it's going to do it. Looks like it hasn't done it. They've given up on the rock. And they're shaking on that. RIT is going to win. Penn State now 1-1 with a 50% win-to-loss ratio. after RIT scores 3 points in the final end, putting them one ahead of Penn State there. Both teams are actually 50-50 win-to-loss ratio. But on that note, I am going to bid everyone farewell for the next few hours. We'll be back at 7:30 for the final draw of the day. And until then,